Welcome back to Big Movie Mouth Off. Now we're going to be reviewing Danny Boyle's latest biopic, Steve Jobs. Take a look at the trailer.
What if the computer was a beautiful object? Something you want to look at and have in your home? And what if, instead of it being in the right hands, it was in everyone's hands?
We'd be talking about the most tectonic shift in the status quo since
Ever.
I'm begging you to manage expectations.
Have I ever let you down?
Every single goddamn time.
Then I'm due.
Your Apple stock is worth $441 million. And your daughter and her mother are on welfare.
She's not my daughter!
You must be able to see that she looks like you.
We will know soon enough if you were Leonardo da Vinci or just think you are.
You're the only one who sees the world the same way I do.
no one sees the world the same way you do.
Everyone is waiting for the Mac.
What are people going to do with it?
It's an abstract.
They're gonna do that?
You're issuing contradictory instructions. You're insubordinate. You make people miserable. The board believes you're no longer necessary to this company.
I sat in a garage and invented the future. Because artists lead and hacks ask for a show of hands.
What you make isn't supposed to be the best part of you when you're a father. That's what's supposed to be the best part of you.
I'm the only one who knows that this guy is someone you invented.
Is there a plan?
The plan will reveal itself to you when you're ready to see it.
Well, it's happening.
The comeback of a superstar.
Co-founder Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs is returning to Apple.
Two most significant events of the 20th century. The Allies win the war, and this.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Jobs.
Okay. You got Danny Boyle directing, who's a great director.
Ashton Kutcher in the lead.
Wrong Jobs.
Oh,
did you see the wrong one?
I didn't. I saw the correct
man.
one. I'm just trying to remind everyone that this is
Right.
Michael Fassbender.
Michael Fassbender, Seth Rogen,
Yeah.
Kate Winslet, Jeff Daniels.
Yep.
Amazing cast. And then you've got Aaron Sorkin doing the screenplay,
Yep.
who I'm a huge fan of. So, which also means lots of walking around hallways and talking.
Lots of hallway walking, lots of like really tight, way smarter than any of us dialogue.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it feels really West Wingy.
Yeah.
But that's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good thing. The writing is really strong.
Now, with that said, because you're like, a biopic about Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
If you notice, well, you might not be able to tell in the actual trailer. My favorite part about this is that it's not a typical, here's Steve Jobs being born, and here's going to college and dropping out and becoming involved with Apple. No, it's not what it is.
None of that.
It's actually not even like a true Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 kind of thing. It's 3 scenes, and
That's right.
They're all the same kind of setting. And what it is, it's behind the scenes of a product launch. Now, when the public thinks of Steve Jobs, we always think about him walking on stage, pulling the cover off something, or a big giant apple behind his head.
Yeah.
And that's how we saw him. Now, what's great about these scenes is that everything happens behind the scenes. And right when he walks out on stage to either go introduce the Macintosh,
Yep.
the black box,
Yep.
and then the iMac.
Right.
So, but every time he walks on stage, that's it.
That's it.
Into scene, next scene. Brilliant. It is so good.
They don't waste any time showing you the Steve Jobs that you already know.
Yeah.
It's all the stuff that happened
Well,
before the
it's
Steve Jobs you knew.
Kind of the Steve Jobs we thought we knew, because if this is accurate, and a lot of people are saying it, and a lot of people are either, this is how it was, and a lot of people are like, no, you're putting it in a negative light. It's because he's kind of a jerk.
Yeah, the screenplay Sorkin used, and I think he even worked with Walter Isaacson, who wrote the very famous Steve Jobs biography that came out a couple of years ago. So, I mean, take it for what it's worth, but he had a lot of access to Jobs before he passed away. So
Absolutely.
I think it's legitimate portrayal.
I don't think you're going to become a multi-billionaire and not crack a few eggs and probably piss a few people off.
It's the flip side of genius. There's often a jerk.
It's kind of the way it works in this world. Fassbender's amazing.
Amazing.
If he's not nominated for an Oscar, I'll be pissed.
Yep.
Again with the cast, Kate Winslet. I didn't even know it was Kate Winslet 20 minutes in, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
I mean, she is amazing. So I could easily see a supporting actress for her.
Her character has no arc. It's just a steady rise through the film. By the end, she's the most important person on screen.
Yeah.
It's really, really great.
It's one of the most interesting and fascinating biopics I've seen almost ever. I mean, it is, and I'm going to say it, flawless.
Danny Boyle does a great job with this film. He only does a couple of indulgent things where there's a couple times where Steve's talking and they overlay like some text, on the wall.
I thought that was kind of cool.
It happened a couple times and I thought, I don't need that. You're doing such a great job. I mean, it feels like a stage drama, doesn't it? Because the sets are so tight and small, and it's just all about the interplay of these characters, and everybody's so smart. I wish I was as quick as these people.
I mean, no,
so quick.
When I walked out, I was like, you could easily turn that into like a Broadway show.
Yeah.
I mean, like just have the exact same set. Yeah. And the only thing you got to change is the product that is like, on the front of the stage like that, and then everything's just behind it.
He doesn't mean a Broadway musical. He means a Broadway play.
Musical. Musical.
Who's going to do Woz? Can Seth Rogen sing?
Oh, and speaking of
we got to
Seth
give
Rogen,
him props. He's good.
I know people like have this weird thing with Seth Rogen, like, he's just a pothead and stoner and, he laughs all the time and whatnot. Dude's a good actor. Sorry.
I think some of the best moments in this movie are the interchanges between he and Steve Jobs.
Absolutely.
Between Woz and Steve.
Oh, their
argument at the end is...
When he says, well, I think this is the middle one.
Yeah.
It's the middle part where he says, what do you do?
Yeah.
And he's like, he goes, you're a musician, I play the orchestra.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I know.
It was just kind of like, mic drop.
Yeah.
So, 4 stars. Easy, 4 stars.
No question, 4 stars. One of the finest movies of the year so far.
Go see Steve Jobs. You will easily see it in the awards season.
Yep.
That'll do it for this episode of Big Movie Mouth Off. Steve Jobs, obviously go see it. Rock the Casbah. Sorry. Go watch another Bill Murray movie. Mm-hmm. And that'll do it. And I guess we will see you next time.